Hey everyone, it's Robert Hall, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over how my location lighting kit has evolved from what is in it now versus what used to be in it and why I made those decisions. So right here, you see my Strobius 110 standard, which is a lighting bag that has gone through many iterations for me, but I absolutely love this bag because just the design of it is nice for compact lighting stands, and these side pockets are great for smaller flash equipment and accessories that you can put in here. It's worked so well ever since I've used the Godox system, and it's still working well for me today, even though I just changed majority of the lighting kit that's in here. So let's talk about what's in here now, but before we do that, I wanna weigh it because I'm curious how much weight I saved by switching. So if you can see that, that's 18.8 pounds that my lighting kit currently weighs, and that is with everything that I use for my day-to-day operations doing location lighting as an editorial photographer. So if I open it up, what do we have? We have one 100 Pro on a nano stand, another 100 Pro on a slightly different nano stand. This is a Photix Pedot carbon fiber stand, and this is a Nissan, not quite sure, slightly taller stand, but also carbon fiber. This is their LS65C, I believe is the model name. It's right there, yes, LS65C, and another 100 Pro. And then my key light is a 300 Pro, and the whole reason for that is this ADS85 softbox, because this softbox is so compact that I can actually keep it in my bag with the bag closed. And now with these 100 Pros, I can actually keep it directly attached to the 300 Pro. And this may not seem like a big deal to be able to keep your kit this compact, but I'm constantly like tearing down my setup and then opening it back up, building it back out as I change locations. So for me, for everything to be set up in this way and stay on top of the stands is really important, because I did a little test on Instagram and I can get this whole kit up in 26 seconds, which is ridiculously impressive. I'm talking softbox open, stands opened, everything open and ready to go, 30 seconds. So that's really nice. Now you'll notice this stand is not a nano stand, and the reason for that is because this is my softbox. This is what might be outside and might catch some wind. I never put a big soft modifier on either of these lights, so I don't have to worry about them tipping over or catching wind. They're always left, just like this. Nothing is going to really tip those over unless somebody comes over and intentionally does it. This one has a much wider footprint, so if I'm outdoors with it, I know that this stand is still gonna be relatively safe using this outdoors, even when I'm using my 33-inch softbox. And I love this all because I can just collapse it, tuck it away without having to tear any of these off or mess with S-brackets or really even open up any other side pockets on my case. So for a majority of my setups, this is all I need to use. And when I posted this on Instagram, one of the questions people asked is, well, doesn't all of this stuff just like bang around and get beat up because of that? And honestly, no, because of the different levels of my stands, because I've got a tall stand, a medium stand, and a short stand, everything is at different heights, so these lights are never bumping into each other, and once it's closed, it's pretty tight to the point where there's no room for anything to shake and bump into other stuff and break down. Now, another benefit of switching to, say, the 100 Pros and the 300 Pros is it allowed me to get rid of a lot of the extra accessories that I was using. Now, I'm not advocating that anybody move away from a light like the Godox 8200. I still think the Godox 8200 is the most versatile lighting tool on the planet. It is so great for a ton of different photographers. But why this works well for me is because the 100 Pro was exactly how I was using the 200 anyways. I was using it with the round head so I could put quick gels and quick grids on it and use these two lights as accent lights, whereas I pretty much only exclusively use the 300 Pro as a key light with the softbox on it. So this is essentially just the most polished version or most stripped down version to get to the results that I know I want to get very frequently. So that's why I switched to it. But again, I know the 200s are great. keep them if you love them. Now, I said that allowed me to get rid of a lot of accessories, which helped decrease the weight of my bag overall because I don't have any S2 brackets in here because I don't need them anymore. I don't have these side pouches stuffed to the gills with, you know, the flashes that used to be in here because I don't need them anymore. So this has all gotten a lot lighter as a result. So now I want to show you what my bag was like, and I'm curious, even for myself, how much weight I've saved by switching to this setup. Real quick, why I chose the Fotrix Pedot and the Nissan LS65C is both of these were the lightest versions at their respective heights. So this is like a 6.5 foot stand, the Fotrix one, and it was even lighter than the Manfrotto. And this Nissan one is, I think, 9 feet, maybe 8.5 feet. And this was the lightest that you could possibly get at that size. And those are the stand sizes that I wanted. You know, I still have my 10-foot key light, my fill light, or, you know, background or hair light really never goes over 9 feet for what I'm doing. And then my third light is almost never over 6 feet. And if it is, I do have people around that can lift the stand up if I need to. So that's why I chose these stands specifically. All right, and this is how my lighting kit was set up for basically the last 2 years. So I have 3 Cheetahstands in my case, and 2 of them are C10s, one of them is a C8, and I used to keep this mag mod attachment on one of them. For the other 2, I would use the S brackets to attach them. These S brackets I have stored in the side compartments of each. So one S bracket here, one S bracket here. And then on these lower pouches, I would keep 2 8200s on one side, 1 8200 on the other side, 3 8200s in total. And then the rest is just accessories. So I have like the Fresnel head and the omnidirectional bare bulb. And I have some of the AKR1 modifiers. Those are still in my kit today since I'm using the 100 Pros. Magmod snoot, Magmod mag beam. Just a few other options. If I'm being honest, there's about 8 ounces here that I just don't have the functionality for in my new kit, but otherwise, I'm using pretty much the same exact things, same exact tools and accomplishing the same exact results here. So now the question is, how much does all of this weigh? About 27 pounds. All right, so that means that there is roughly an 8.5 pound difference between my new setup and how my setup used to be, but that fails to include the fact that that also means I used to be carrying this softbox around on the outside, which this isn't heavy at all. This is barely gonna make a difference, maybe 1 pound, but I was also always carrying this and trying to carry my camera bag around, and I had that on my shoulder. That just meant when I was running around to locations that I was a little less capable of, say, opening a door or anything. So I really like having the softbox inside the bag and having that extra hand free. All right guys, so this is by no means saying that you need to go out and get any of this. I'm just keeping people up to date on exactly what I'm using, just because if you see in my posts, I detail it and you might have questions like, why the heck is Rob using a 100 Pro? This is why, and I just wanted you guys to be aware of that, and also give you a little bit of a consideration, like with those really lightweight stands. That was kind of just an eye-opener to me of why, if I'm always using a hair light that is never modified and is never at risk of falling over and is never 10 feet in the air, why am I putting that on a 10-foot light stand and having to lug around a heavier stand all the time? So maybe there's something like that that works in your kit that you can make a change that will just make it easier for you to use. All right, that's it for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications if you want to see my future videos. Take it easy.